The views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Paltalk.com, ABM Software, or its advertisers.
News Talk is online. News Talk Online is a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet with more than 4 million unique users on demand on iTunes, on demand on YouTube, and thanks to our wonderful friends at CRN Digital Talk Radio, distributed to cable systems serving an additional 12 million households. I'm your host, Gary Baumgarten. Those numbers are impressive, ladies and gentlemen. That means that when you speak on this show, your opinion is heard. You are affecting potentially the opinions of voters all across the United States of America. And I want to give everybody here an opportunity to sound off today, because I am delighted, believe it or not, at the way the political process is going this year, because no one candidate on either the Republican Party or the Democratic Party is the front runner, as we have had caucuses and early primaries, because a different individual seems to have won in each state on each party. Last night in Michigan, there really wasn't a Democratic primary because of some internal political squabbling. The only one on the ballot there was Hillary Clinton, so it wasn't really a race. But on the Republican side of the ticket, it was Mitt Romney, the former governor of Massachusetts, who came out on top by a pretty good margin. He had an advantage there, of course, because his father was a three-time governor of Michigan, and that was his home state before moving to Massachusetts and running for governor. So it was anticipated he would do well. But the point is, a different person seems to be winning in each of the primaries, which means there's a possibility, if this trend continues, that the delegate votes may actually have meaning at the political conventions. And if that's the case, then those conventions may have some meaning to the process, as opposed to just being a paid commercial for the Democratic and Republican parties. We also have the Mike Bloomberg phenomena. Mike Bloomberg is running very quietly polls in each of the 50 states to see whether he, the now independent, formerly Republican, formerly Democratic mayor of New York City, might run as an independent, and how that might affect the vote. So that makes it all the more interesting. We have a lot of guys who are rich running for election this year. Mitt Romney is pretty much funding his own campaign. Bloomberg would run, if he ran, would fund his own campaign. Of course, we know that Obama and Hillary had massive war chests, but what's very interesting is that Ron Paul, who is considered an outsider among the Republican deal makers, the people who want to decide who we should hear from and who we should see, has as much money in his campaign war chest as Clinton and Obama. So there's a lot of money there that was raised at $5 and $10 and $20 and $100 donation levels, which makes him, to me, to be a very interesting candidate and a bit of a thorn in the party's side. And yet Fox precludes him and precludes Duncan Hunter and precludes Dennis Kucinich from participating in debates. Dennis Kucinich filed suit against NBC because NBC has aced him out of the debates that they are hosting. And you know what, though? What's happening is there is a trend that's moving a lot faster than I had anticipated. People are going to alternative sources of information, i.e. the internet, coming to places like Paltalk to discuss what the various candidates have to say and argue it out. It's become one big town hall on the internet, on message boards, etc. And this, ladies and gentlemen, I say is a good thing. It is good for the political process. It takes the control over the process away from the big name media people, the big name party bosses, and puts it into your hands and into my hands. And this is very good and very important. And by the way, I've said it before and I'll say it again, I am a true believer. I am drinking the Kool-Aid of Paltalk. I acknowledge it. This is why I made the move from CNN to Paltalk, because here I love the fact that people we are empowering people. People feel engaged. They feel like they have an opportunity to give their viewpoint. And if they go to one room where they're discussing politics and they don't like what's being said there, they can go to another room, or they can create their own room, and you can generate your own audience and discuss what you want to discuss. In fact, some of the user-generated rooms have gone even a step further. Politics Lobby 4 seems to like Duncan Hunter. They've had him on in their chat room in the past, and today I can announce to you that at 8 o'clock Eastern Time on Friday, they'll have Duncan Hunter, the California congressman and candidate for president of the United States on the Republican ballot, in their room. I think that's great that you, the users of Paltalk, feel that you are empowered and can bring candidates on here and talk to them. And I'd like them all to come on News Talk Online, of course, because I want them to be able to talk directly to you, and more importantly, you directly to them, unfiltered by the media. So we're going to let this show go on unfiltered because you are our guest today. I want to know who you like for President of the United States at this early point in the balloting, who you dislike, what you think of the process. Your opinion is ever much as important as those who are writing the editorials in the New York Times and the Washington Post and the Washington Times and the LA Times and writing the op-ed pieces. Your opinion is just as important. And fortunately, I'm pleased to say thanks to our internet radio affiliates who are carrying this show, and thanks to the big boy on the block here, CRN Digital Talk Radio, there are a lot of people hearing what you have to say. It's not just the people who come into our virtual auditorium on Paltalk. A lot of people out there are listening to this debate. And you know why they're listening to this debate, ladies and gentlemen? Because this debate, they hear that people like themselves are given voice. It's not contrived, it's not filtered like the so-called debates that we see on the major media outlets. So let's have at it. With that little introduction, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is and give you the opportunity to tell me and whoever is listening who you like and why you like them, and who you dislike and why you dislike them, and what you think of the processes here, and are you going to go out there and vote? And God knows I'm praying that this new energy in the political process causes more of us to go out and vote this presidential election. Barbara in Pennsylvania, you're up first. Barbara, welcome to News Talk Online on paltalk.com.
Well, Gary, thank you so much. And as I have repeated before, you are on the cutting edge of communication. Video, internet, where you're not sitting in front of a television. You can sit in front of a television all day and they won't answer back. But here we can see, we can hear, and we can speak. And certainly we're given the opportunity to think. When we come with an open heart, I use the comment, the heart is like a parachute. It works best when it's open. I have not a clue who I'm going to vote for, not a clue. And I do feel all of those people you mentioned, Gary, that were left off of Fox, I think that that's a shame. I really do. We need to hear every single person. I can just not even imagine what the campaign on the body costs. As a nurse, of course, I think about the body, but just the endurance it must take. Men and women must be in great